Hey everyone, Ryan Grant here and welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to keep it very short and simple for you guys. I just want to go over a huge bulking mistake that guys make, and this mistake makes things so much harder and so much mentally and physically demanding that I feel bad for people that do it, right? I'm just going to put my plan down because I don't really need it because it's all in here, right? So yeah, without further ado, nothing else to say. I'm just going to get into it. So the huge bulking mistake that I'm talking about is not eating calorie dense foods or eating foods that are that are scarce in calories. And what that basically means is foods that aren't necessarily high in calories, however they're bigger in volume. So if you don't necessarily know what bulking is, and if you don't necessarily know what the whole process is about, it's basically just eating loads of food, right? You've got to eat more food than what your body would require on a day-to-day basis to stay at the same weight so you can gain weight and gain muscle, right? And if you're eating these foods that are bigger in volume, or just they've got volume to them, however they've got less calories in them, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to eat more than what your body would need day to day so you can gain weight eventually, right? So it's pretty simple why this would be a lot harder to carry out, and that's obviously because, you know, it's going to be harder to eat because there's more to eat and you're going to be full on less calories. Therefore, how on earth do you think you're going to stay consistent, especially as a beginner? I mean, that's who my videos are tailored to anyway. How do you think you're going to stay consistent if you're full on less calories all the time? It's going to be very, very difficult, very physically and mentally challenging for you. Therefore, you've got to make the switch and you've got to start eating calorie dense foods, my friend. And if you're not familiar with what calorie dense foods are, it's the complete opposite to what I was talking about earlier. It's foods that aren't necessarily huge in terms of volume, however, they're very calorie dense, so they've got more calories in less volume, if that makes sense to you. So you're gonna be, you know, you're gonna be eating maybe less volume of food and, you know, more calories, right? So it's a win-win situation. Eating calorie dense foods, as I said, they are most likely to have less volume to them. Therefore, you're not going to be full and you're most likely going to be able to still have a bit of an appetite so you can keep eating, you know, throughout the day. Therefore, you're going to be consistent with your calorie surplus and your bulk, which is super important as a beginner. And scientifically, you can't gain weight without eating any calorie surplus. So it's super important we make this as efficient as possible, and we just do this in the easiest way as possible. So I'm just going to list out a few examples for some calorie dense foods just to give you guys an example of how, you know, what foods are calorie dense and, you know, some things you can be adding to your meals in order to, you know, in order to poof it up, let's say. All right, so, you know, we got your eggs, we got your mass gainer shakes, we got your chicken thighs, you know, rice, pasta. They're really dense carbs. You've got avocado, you know, your healthy fats. You've got cheese as well. I like to personally, when I'm bulking, I add cheese to my eggs, which is just some extra calories and it's just nice and easy. The list could go on forever, right? But they're just some examples of some calorie dense foods. Obviously you've got your pizzas, your burgers, all of the, you know, the junk food type stuff, but that's completely fine if you're bulking. You should give yourself the freedom to eat those foods. I personally do, however, I don't eat them as much as I used to. However, I still give myself the freedom to eat them if I really want to. Okay, so that's basically the end of the video. As I said at the start, I wanted to keep it as short as possible for you guys. So don't make this huge mistake of, you know, eating large volume foods that don't have as many calories packed in them. However, you want to be doing the opposite and eating foods that are more compact and more dense in calories, and they don't necessarily have as much volume. I'll give you guys a really good example. So after this video, or after the next video I'm filming, I'm going to go downstairs, cook myself 6 eggs and 4 bagels with an orange juice. That adds up to around 1,000 calories, which is just great, right? Or, you know, pasta and meatballs is a really dense meal, you know, stuff like that really, really helps. So the moral of this video is to eat smart and not eat hard, okay? So if you want my help beyond these YouTube videos, then I'd love it if I could invite you guys into my very own free community. It's going to be the top link in the description, where we are currently helping 190 plus people just like you who want to bulk and gain muscle to bulk and gain muscle, right? So if that sounds interesting to you, then it would be an absolute pleasure for me to be able to welcome you in there. Now, if you want to stay on the YouTube, then it would genuinely mean a lot to me if you could drop a like, maybe a cheeky comment, maybe a positive comment, maybe, you know, some constructive criticism, anything I can work with in order to, you know, help make these videos better for you guys. And if you want to stay around, I'm uploading every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. So if you could drop a subscription, that would genuinely mean a lot to me, and I can help you with your gym journey and, you know, help you progress in the gym. All right. So without further ado, thank you very much. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.